Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms here, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the 4 skills that you're going to need to know for your CDL test. So let's get started. So you want to be a truck driver? Well, that's great. We've gone over what you need to know for your pre-trip inspection, your in-cab, your exterior. The thing we spend a bulk of our day on are pre-trip and skills. The skills, to me, used to be the hardest part of the whole test. Getting to do the pre-trip, learning the pre-trip, is just continued repetition, practice, memorization. A student can do that on their own, at home, going over the paperwork, continuing to repeat. I have my students film when we learn it the first time. And as you know, Kingdom Trucking Academy has our own sets of videos that you can find on our YouTube channel. And then you can get all of our video tutorial packages. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is available on kingdomtruckingacademy.com. We go over everything that you need to know for your CDL exam. And this is all part of our curriculum. When there used to be the modernized testing that you had to do up until 2024. 2022 is when AMVO started rolling it out. A few of the East Coast states started implementing it. Other states were slower to take this on. And some states haven't quite yet started doing it. And I appreciate those states that are still holding out because I don't like the new modernized testing format. I think it's creating an unsafer road. Again, I've complained about this several times. I don't think it's doing the American people any justice, making our roads much unsafer, and it's putting drivers out there that aren't as qualified. Just to give you an idea, they cut the pre-trip almost entirely in half. Things like the exhaust, the alternator, you don't even have to go over. This is ridiculous. I guarantee you, there's a lot of schools that don't even cover these things because they're not required to. A CDL school is just trying to get these people their CDL license. There are some schools that go above and beyond. I have relationships with other schools that I do respect. And there's a lot of schools that I absolutely don't respect. And there's a lot of owners out there that are in it for all the wrong reasons. Again, I complain about this a lot. There's a lot of CDL schools out there owned by people that have never driven trucks. They can lie and they can say they've done it in one facet or another. Or, oh, I've owned a trucking company or this or that. No, they didn't come from CDL backgrounds. They weren't truckers. They might have been in logistics or some facet like that. They weren't real truck drivers. Some of the other schools that are owned by truck drivers, some of those truck drivers have never even been a CDL instructor. Again, I'm not talking smack on them, but you're gonna open a school, any kind of business, you should know what you're doing. Just because you're a truck driver doesn't make you a good instructor. I have seen enough instructors that are great truck drivers that can't teach for crap. I worked at a CDL mill where every week we had a new instructor and there was no real training the instructor. You just kind of threw them to the wolves. That's how I first started developing what eventually would become the first iterations of the Kingdom Driver Training Program. But that's a whole different story. Today, we're here to discuss the skills. Now, in the modernized testing, there are 4 skills that you're going to be required to do. You're going to be required to do a straight line back, which is still the same as it was on the old test. I call that the standardized test. You're going to have to back up 100 feet between 2 lines that are 12 foot apart without touching a line. You get 1 free pull-up if you're close to a line, or you do hit a line, then that's an encroachment. They blow the whistle, they make you pull off of it. I always found the students that can pick up straight line backing the quickest were going to be the most successful. If you can't back up straight, you have no business being a trucker. Now, I'm not saying give up if you're struggling backing up straight. Chances are you haven't figured it out, you don't have a good instructor, you're not at a good school. But it's easy. And if you're struggling, again, go to kingdomtruckingacademy.com or go check out our YouTube where we offer the straight line backing for free. Oh hey, the one and only Dusty Bottoms, founder of Kingdom Trucking Academy and the creator of the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is the curriculum we use at Kingdom Trucking Academy. We have maintained a 100% passing rate using the Kingdom Driver Training Program. The Kingdom Driver Training Program is a complete set of 9 comprehensive videos. You can purchase all 9 videos at kingdomtruckingacademy.com. Each video is designed for the requirements needed to pass your CDL exam. So follow me as I guide you through each stage of your CDL exam. You can purchase each video at kingdomtruckingacademy.com for $49.99 or the complete set for $299.99. That's a great price. These videos are some of the most comprehensive videos today on the market. Our curriculum is trademarked for a reason, because Kingdom Trucking Academy is the standard. Everyone else is just second place. So go to kingdomtruckingacademy.com to get your videos today. Roll on, truckers, roll on. But once you've passed straight line backing, you'll move on to the forward stop. I find this the dumbest of all of the maneuvers that you're required to do now. Anvil will try to tell you they crunch the numbers, and I don't disbelieve them. There's been a lot of rear-ending by truckers, things like that. This kind of goes back to the CDL mills, getting people out there driving that aren't qualified, or what I've already complained about, you have CDL examiners that aren't qualified to be doing this job. Again, if you had qualified people teaching and qualified people examining, you'd have more qualified drivers out there. If somebody can't stop correctly, they shouldn't have their CDL. If somebody gets rear-ended by a truck, we should revoke that trucker's license. That's just ridiculous. But I'm off my soapbox now. Forward stop. You're gonna drive your truck forward in that same straight line backing lane. You have one opportunity to stop. You want your front bumper to be inside this 3-foot box. And we get one shot at it. The second you touch your brakes, it's over. Just so you know, this is an easy one to do, and you can hang your head out the window. And if an examiner says you can't, they need to do a better job of reading the book, because it explicitly does not say anything about having your head out the window. Again, these are examiners that don't know what they're doing, and some examiners that don't have CDL, I'll at least give them credit. They know that book's front and backwards, but a lot of CDL examiners do not, and they get some of the testing rules mixed up. Trust me, I've worked alongside a bunch of those examiners, and I have chewed them out. I am not a fan of people not knowing how to do their job. This is something that drove me nuts when I was a fighter, is when you hire judges that have no MMA background and don't know how to judge. I know they'll quote, "Don't let it go to the judges." Well, if you have 2 really good fighters, sometimes you are going to go to the judges. That is money out of my pocket, even though I won the fight, because you're ignorant and you don't know how to do your job. You just cost me money. You just took money off of my kid's plate. That's not cool. You shouldn't have your job. And that's how I feel about examiners that aren't qualified to do it, don't know how to do the exam thoroughly, and fail a student who was successful because them as examiners don't know what they're doing. It's hard for the FMCSA to audit all of these people. Again, small branch, not a lot of auditors. They're doing the best they can. State job to send out auditors. But a lot of the states only have maybe 1, 2, 3 auditors tops, trying to go to all these schools statewide to check out these examiners, trying to go to all these locations. And if some of the examiners at the state level don't know how to do their job, then you're asking them to check on somebody who doesn't know how to do your job. It's the blind leading the blind. If you do pass the forward stop, which you should because it's easy, you're going to move on to the forward offset. This is one that I do like. It's kind of a combination of an offset and a serpentine, which you're probably going to have to do in the real world. This one, you're going to pull forward again in that box. Only on the left side of it now, you have what is a 40-foot wall that you can't encroach on. There's a cone at the end of it. And then you have 60-foot opening. What you're going to do is pull forward, swing out, and the goal is you want your right outside rear tandem tire of your trailer, or if you're only testing for a Class B, your right rear tire. From your left line at the top of the box, there'll be a cone. And then 3 foot from that, there's going to be a line. Your tire must pass through that. Again, easy. There's no stopping if you're going to miss it or anything like that. It's a pass or fail. If you miss it, it's -5 points. Overall, you can only score 8 points and still pass. 9 points, you fail. That is one of the differences. Very small. The old standardized, it used to be 12 points. But once you pass, do what the examiner said. Chances are they'll have you honk your horn. Every examiner is slightly different on what they want you to do. Then they're going to have you get out of your truck and they're going to go over the next one. The next maneuver, the reverse offset. I always tell my students, tell the examiner, you need to back up and get yourself straight before beginning this maneuver. If an examiner tells you no, they don't know what they're doing, because it explicitly says you can get yourself straight because this is a new maneuver. You are required and allowed to start straight and be set up perfect. You're supposed to be allowed the best opportunity to pass. Any examiner that won't allow you to do it, stop what you're doing, ask for the superior. I know you're scared, you're nervous, you're taking a test. I'm telling you, you're not going to pass with this person because they don't know what they're doing. And they obviously have some Napoleon complex, which makes sense. Chances are they're a state employee and they don't have much authority to begin with. Once you get yourself reset and start, you're going to do the reverse offset. Now, it's similar to the old school parallel park. You've got to park within that box again. It's 100 foot long, 12 foot wide. You have that 60 foot opening. You're going to put your trailer in your truck. Or if you're in a Class B, you're just going to swing your truck in. Get inside that. You can't touch any lines. Then you're going to back up and you want to put your bumper, if you're in a Class B, or your DOT bumper on the trailer or any point of the rear, furthest point, or the furthest point of the rear of your trailer has to be in this 3 foot box. Essentially the breakdown of reverse offset. It's much more nuanced than that. My advice is go to kingdomtruckingacademy.com, get our reverse offset video, or buy all 4 videos with our skills package. These will help you tremendously, especially if you're at a crappy school. We give you a very thorough breakdown and understanding of everything you need to know to pass each skill. Now, the old way is the one I preferred. It was a straight line back. It was a reverse offset. You either would get the left side or right side reverse offset, which every trucker is going to need to know how to do. And then you either parallel park, left side or right side, which again is difficult to do, or the alley dock, which everybody's going to have to do. I personally think alley dock should always be a requirement because this is something that's common. Every truck driver is going to have to do at some point or another, most likely throughout just their day. But we've moved on to make it easier for them. So again, you can thank ANVA and ATA for that. Thank you for making our roads unsafer. I hope you found this video helpful and insightful. If you do, give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate your support. I'm your trucking messiah, Dusty Bottoms. Roll on, truckers, roll on.